don't need it. I don't need it after all. We should move it, yeah. Yeah, I don't need it. Good morning. We can do better than that. Today is Convocation Day. Good morning. Wonderful. Thank you. My name is Rose Guizan Villazor. I am the interim co-dean of Rutgers Law School. In this 258th year of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, I welcome you to the graduation convocation marking the 116th year of the law school, the oldest component of Rutgers University in Newark. Would you all please rise as the national anthem is presented by Kevin Stawicki, a rising second year at Rutgers Law School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is my pleasure to introduce members of the Platform Party. Starting to my left, Chancellor Nancy Cantor, Chancellor of Rutgers University, Newark; Jeffrey Robinson, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor of Rutgers University, Newark; Vice Dean, Professor of Law, Yuya Gusefa; Gwyn Wilcox, Member, National Labor Relations Board and our convocation keynote speaker; Professor Sahar Aziz, Faculty Speaker; Asia Norton, our student speaker; Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Caroline Young; Associate Dean for Student Affairs, Sarah Regina; Omar Barriento, Alumni Association President, Class of 2016. Board of Governors of the University member, Mr. Robert Friedman. I'm looking for faculty hooters. Can you please stand up so we can see you? Professor Rachel Godson, Professor Jorge Contese. Faculty hooters. And Professor Ronald Chen, Chair of the Scholastic Standing Committee. Also present on this stage are the faculty and deans of Rutgers Law School. My two favorite times of the academic year are orientation, when I get to welcome eager law students, such as many of you a few years ago, and convocation, when I get to celebrate those who will be graduating. This is the 17th convocation I have attended as a law professor, and it is particularly meaningful to me for at least 3 reasons. First, today's ceremony is historic because I believe that it's the first time in Rutgers Law School's 116th year history that the Chancellor, the Dean, Vice Dean, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Associate Dean for Students, Assistant Dean for Registrar Services, Convocation Speaker, Faculty Speaker, and Student Speaker are women. I have no doubt the former Rutgers Law School professor, the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, would be proud. Second, this convocation is especially meaningful to me because of you. You are a special class. The majority of you are full-time students that began law school in August 2020. The next 9 months after that, your entire first year of law school, you learned remotely and got to know your professors and classmates through those tiny little boxes on Zoom. Some of you are part-time students who started in August 2019, which means that Zoom Law School began even earlier than your classmates. In March 2020, if you recall, when the country and the world shut down. And when we reopened our building in your second year of law school, there remained many, understandably, questions and heightened anxiety about returning to the classroom in person. Yet, through these challenging times, you rose to the occasion. You persevered in your legal studies. You engaged, you debated with faculty and classmates about law and policy. You represented clients in the clinics. You externed for judges, public interest organizations, prosecutors, and public defender services. You provided thousands of pro bono services. Nothing stopped you from achieving your goal of becoming a lawyer, and now here you are. Congratulations. I also want to take this time to acknowledge the hundreds of family members and relatives and friends who are here to support you. They too deserve our gratitude. And I want to speak now to family and friends. I will apologize ahead of time for these graduates. You might not see them a lot this summer. Many will be cranky when you do see them, but you need to forgive them because they will be focused on their bar studies this summer. They need to pass the bar the first time, as they will. So family and friends, please make sure they eat, they drink water, they sleep, and shower. The third reason why this convocation is particularly meaningful to me is because it's my last as co-dean. As many of you know, my time as interim co-dean is coming to an end at the end of June. There goes my assigned parking. In this role, I prioritized ensuring that Rutgers Law School remained a welcoming institution and committed to academic excellence, accessibility, diversity, and social justice. Thank you, graduates, for your help in upholding these values. It has been such an honor and privilege to serve as your dean. I close my welcoming remarks with my favorite quote from Justice Ginsburg. She said, "Whatever you choose to do, leave tracks. That means don't do it just for yourself. You will want to leave the world a little better for your having lived." As you leave Rutgers Law School after having earned your law degree, remember that you have the power and the privilege to speak for those who cannot speak, advocate for causes you care about, and represent those who need help. Continue to learn not only what the law is, but importantly, what the law should be. Above all, use your law degree to make the world a better place than when you found it. It is now my pleasure to ask Associate Dean for Student Affairs, Sarah Regina, to introduce this year's student speaker.
Good morning, everyone. So this isn't in what I'm reading, but I just want to let you all know that we have never had such a packed house in all of the years I have been doing this. So welcome. Welcome to all of the family and friends. Welcome to our graduates. Congratulations. I am honored to introduce our student speaker, Ms. Asia Norton, who importantly, just so everyone in the room knows, was voted on by the graduates here, okay? I think Asia's warmth and sincerity really exudes and comes through, and I think that she was voted in because she builds all of you up. She builds communities up. She has built up Rutgers. She has supported and made Rutgers a better place. She has worked hard to make Newark a better place. Where's Walter? She's a mom to Walter. Where is he? He's somewhere here. Where is he? Cheer, over there, let's all. Walter, your mom's a rock star, and I think a lot of the stuff that she does is for you, buddy. So while at Rutgers Law School, Asia was a clinical student for the Rutgers Housing Justice and Tenant Solidarity Clinic and an Eagleton Institute of Politics 2023 Graduate Fellow. During her 2L year, Asia was a fellow for the Civil Justice Clinic, where she helped launch a tenants' rights campaign in Newark. After graduation, she will be clerking for the Honorable Sheila Venable, the assignment judge for the Superior Court of New Jersey, Essex Vicinage. We are very proud of her, and I am honored again and thrilled to introduce Asia Norton.
Hey, y'all. Before I officially begin, I just want to let you know, Rutgers Law School, Newark, class of 2023, y'all look good. Know that. Good morning. My name is Asia Norton, and I am part of the Rutgers Law School, Newark, graduating class of 2023. I would first like to thank our parents, spouses, children, and support systems for helping us to get to law school and helping us to get out. We needed your love and your support throughout this journey, and we will continue to need your love and support afterwards. Thanks in advance. I would also like to thank our professors, faculty, and staff for guiding us through this journey. Y'all did not always make it easy, but you certainly made us durable. Thank you for the war wounds. I would personally like to thank my mother, Geraldine Talmadge. You have allowed me to be the woman I am today, and I am forever grateful for all the sacrifices you have made to raise 3 beautiful girls in a 2-bedroom apartment on Chancellor Avenue in the South Ward of Newark on a teacher's salary. My successes are a result of your love. To my son, Walter, you did not sign up for your mom to be in law school for 3 years, but you were my biggest cheerleader throughout this journey. In moments of tears and doubt, you gave me hugs and pushed me forward. I am proud to be your mother, and I hope you are proud to be my son. Lastly, but most importantly, I would like to thank my colleagues, the Rutgers Law Newark class of 2023, for giving this girl from Newark the mic. Who knew the COVID 1Ls would actually make it to graduation? I'm sure none of us imagined that the start to our legal education would happen in the midst of a pandemic. We all took the LSAT in person and found out we were accepted into Rutgers Law when all was well in the world. I remember receiving my acceptance email from Rutgers. I was waiting in my car in a school parking lot when I opened the email to read, "Congratulations." I was crying ugly tears, I'm not a pretty crier, and text my mom and sister who were in their classrooms teaching their own students. Like all of our families, they were happy for me and I was filled with joy. But then less than 24 hours of me opening that email, schools across the nation, elementary schools, high schools, law schools, announced that they were closing their school doors and opening up virtual ones. The exciting news of getting into law school soon became a distant memory. So many uncertainties flooded into our lives and we had to decide, do we stay the course or seek a new one? And then another tragedy happened before our eyes. While we were bound to our homes contemplating our next move, we witnessed the murder of a Black man, George Floyd. So many wrongs were happening all around us: death, murder, uncertainties. But then we realized we were heading exactly where we needed to be. And each and every one of us made the same decision. We would stay the course. But that decision was not made in a vacuum. None of us was immune to what was going on in the world. We all started law school in fall of 2020, dealing with sickness, loss of loved ones, and simply unsure if our decision was the right one. But something in us, all of us, pushed us forward. We were not only starting law school virtually, we were starting our legal careers in our bedrooms, kitchens, basements, living rooms, 15 Washington Street. We were bold enough to embark on a journey that never had been taken before. We stayed the course. And so there we were, first day of Rutgers Law, while everyone else before us started law school, swiping their ID cards to open doors and walking around the building like lost little puppies, looking for the correct classrooms. We were downloading Zoom and WebEx. Our poor little fingers aggressively searching for emails and syllabi with the classroom links. And I remember reflecting on this. Who is crazy enough to start law school like this? And that's when I realized I had finally found my tribe. Not only did we decide to do this, but we were actually doing it. We were all determined to figure out this new world because we were all determined to become attorneys. And with one click of a button, we stayed the course. That click also brought law school into our homes. We looked onto our screens and saw what Professor Trout referred to as postage stamp-sized pictures of our classmates and professors. And we learned so much about one another based on what was behind us, beside us, or even on us. Snowboards mounted on walls, guitars laying on their stands, children making their debut during cold calls. The day I started law school was the day my son started virtual 4th grade. And he was only about 5 feet away from me when he logged into his classroom. And for anyone contemplating going to law school in the middle of the pandemic when their son is starting virtual 4th grade, don't do it. It might sound like a good idea, but it's actually a terrible one, trust me. But we learned who the dog lovers were and who the cats had under their spell. But the pet of our class was Bill Watt's bird because his bird would chirp the answers in his ear during cold calls. And if he got the answer wrong, we all told him he should get a new bird. And if I didn't tell you, I certainly was thinking it. These entertaining moments were simple, but they were necessary. To be in law school is hard. To be isolated and in law school is harder. But we figured out that for us to stay the course, we would need one another. We used group chat to congratulate each other for surviving cold calls. We unmuted ourselves when someone asked for co-counsel's help. And we sent each other Zoom links for study groups. I am forever grateful for Aaliyah Muhammad, Aaliyah Milson, and Delilah Hayden. Because that's exactly what they did for me. I am also very grateful for my MSP study group colleagues, Jordan Rosario and Werda Hassan. I would not have gotten through 1L without these 4 men and a guy. Sounds like a TV show in the making. The world can learn something from the Rutgers Law Newark COVID 1Ls. Our first year in law school taught us that if we wanted to stay the course and finish law school, we had to do it together. And for us to do it together, we needed to see each other for who and what we are. We could not afford to put our differences to the side. We needed to understand our differences, know what made one another unique. It is this perspective that allowed us to see one another as human beings, all part of the same struggle. We were not here to fight with one another. We were here to get to this moment, graduation. And the only way to get here was for us to work together, because not seeing each other for who we are, we would have prevented us from developing an awareness of the needs of the people around us. And so, we learned from one another, understood our differences, including opinions. Even when we disagreed, we listened. And when we listened to understand. It is fitting that we graduate today, May 19th, the day that Malcolm X was born. First, when he told his primary school teacher that he wanted to become a lawyer, the teacher responded that he could not because of the color of his skin. What a tragedy that was, because imagine having Malcolm X as a classmate in law school. Imagine having him as your advocate. Second, and the one that should resonate the most for us, in the latter part of his life, Malcolm X began to see people as human beings. He understood that no matter what race, color, or anything that made us different, there was power in learning from one another. When we learn from each other, we become that much stronger. When we learn from one another, we are no longer other. Instead, we become brothers and sisters. And for that, we, the Rutgers Law Newark class of 2023, we somewhat realized Malcolm X's belief. Not only did we learn and listen to each other, we helped each other grow. And because of that, we helped each other to stay the course. And now, as Rutgers' newest law school graduates, the People's Electric Law School, we are entering a world full of uncertainties. It is sometimes hard to figure out where we are headed as a nation. But as we have demonstrated, we are no stranger to uncertainty. If anything, we welcome it. But as we enter the next stage in our journeys, remember what we have learned, not only in our law school courses, both virtual and in person, or in our case law books. Remember lessons we have taught one another. Remember that if we wish to stay the course and make a difference, we must do it together. And for us to do it together, we must learn and understand our differences. We must see each other for who and what we are. We are all brothers and sisters, all a part of the same struggle, all here to serve and advocate. Congratulations, Rutgers Law, Newark, class of 2023. Let's show the world how to do it. Thank you. I'm an ugly crier, y'all.
That was wonderful. One more round of applause for Asia Norton. I now ask former Dean David Lopez, the dean you had when you started law school, to introduce our faculty speaker, Sahar Aziz.
Congratulations, class of 2023. Si se puede. And to all the families who are here, to all the loved ones who are here, and those who are not here, and those who helped us from beyond, today is a day of celebration and pride, and it's a day to lean into our joy and lean into our accomplishments. Congratulations to all of you, La Familia, the Rutgers Law School. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce my strikeout colleague and put friend, to introduce my friend and colleague, Professor Sahar Aziz, as this year's faculty speaker, chosen by you, the graduating class. Professor Aziz's scholarship examines the intersection of national security, race, religion, and civil rights with a focus on the adverse impact of national security laws and policies on the racial, religious, and ethnic minorities. She is the author of the book, The Racial Muslim, When Racism Quashes Religious Freedom, and the founding director of our Center for Security, Race, and Rights. Professor Aziz is a recipient of the Derek A. Bell Award from the Association of American Law Schools and was named a Middle Eastern and North African American National Security and Foreign Policy Next Generation Leader by New America in 2020 and a Soros Equality Fellow in 2021. And it goes on and on and on and on. Class of 2023, my class of 2023, our faculty speaker, Sahar Aziz.
Graduates, stand up. The People's Electric Law School class of 2023. Stand up. Stand proud. Be seen. Irfa'u raskum. Look around. All eyes are on you because this is your day to shine, to glimmer and shimmer in the limelight of praise by those who love you, your parents and your partners, sus hermanos y sus niños, Geddo, Weteta, who have sacrificed in countless ways to make today happen for you. Thank you. Alf shukran. Muchas gracias a nuestras familias. For 3 years, your needs as our law students have lied at the center of our institutional attention. Since your first day of orientation in August 2020, online, the faculty and staff have come to work every day, every semester, every year with one goal in mind: to train you to be competent, ethical, and passionate lawyers for your future clients. So today marks the end of you being the center of attention. Your needs, your feelings, your desires can no longer take precedence as you embark on your legal career. Today marks the beginning, indeed the most transformative beginning of your career, when you must shift your focus to your client. Whether she is the business owner seeking to expand internationally, or he is the victim of domestic abuse, whether he is the transgender Latino facing workplace discrimination, or the Jewish father assaulted by a white supremacist, your client's interests must always be at the center of the case. You will have different clients depending on the choices you make, from the wealthy individuals and corporations represented by your big law employer with boundless resources, to the Syrian refugee family who barely escaped death, represented by a resourceful and fierce Rutgers law graduate. Each individual client will have different interests, and each of you will sit at different places at the negotiation table, stand on different sides of the courtroom. But there is one collective client that every lawyer serves: our society. Each one of us on this stage and each one of you today serves our society throughout our entire legal careers, regardless how novice or seasoned. Whether we are in the private or the public sector, whether we earn thousands or millions of dollars a year, we, the lawyers, are the guardians of our society's democracy. We, the lawyers, are responsible for ensuring the rule of law is a reality, not merely an aspiration. A responsibility that, if carried out to its fullest, will most certainly earn the ire of the rich and powerful when their interests do not align. How seriously we take our jobs as litigators, prosecutors, public defenders, elected officials, judges, and professors determines whether our fellow residents take the law seriously. But practicing law is not enough. Our willingness to expose how law internalizes our collective biases determines whether our society will continue down the dangerous path of a nation comprised of different justice systems, different Americas, different realities on the same soil. The home of the brave and the land of the free for those we are socialized to humanize. The land of oppression and humiliation for those that our media, our government, and our laws dehumanize as the other. Now, to be sure, these challenges are not new. Like in the past, immigrants are still the convenient scapegoats for all problems in society. Last century it was the Chinese and Japanese excluded and interned. Today it is Muslims banned, Central Americans expelled, and our brave dreamers trapped in a state of precarity. And we still revile the poor. But how the law contributes to these challenges today is different in important ways. Earlier generations of lawyers lived in a society where sexism was overt. Explicit racism was acceptable in mainstream circles. Today, the structures of inequality that are all too visible to its victims, while invisible to its beneficiaries, are embedded in a colorblind meta-narrative, one that releases us from responsibility and self-reflection. The daily reproductions of a racialized order ensures that certain races and ethnicities are systematically underrepresented in positions of power and overrepresented in the lowest socioeconomic strata of our society, including our prisons. Such systemic racism is not the product of tens of millions of overt racists, but rather upheld by all of us in our daily behaviors and actions that are normative, habitual, and often unconscious. These habits buttress power through us as lawyers and judges and legislators in our daily presumptions about the people we represent, the people we work with, supervise, or report to. Presumptions of incompetency that might be overcome by working harder, smarter, better than the average worker. Never mind that the grit and determination that got them across oceans, over mountains, leaving all that is familiar to them, their homes, their families, is in and of itself proof that they are increíble, los inmigrantes, el mujeres, Presumptions of criminality that can be debunked with a flawless record that only the superhuman can attain. Perfection in speech, dress, behavior, according to the preferences of the powerful and wealthy. Even the slightest error will cost you your home or your job. And if you are Black, the stakes quickly ratchet up to your liberty and your life. Black lives must matter. Presumptions of irrationality and poor judgment because you dare to feel sadness and outrage at the glaring difference between the America described in your middle school books and the America you live as a woman. Second-guessed, mansplained, overlooked for the promotion for rejecting the false choice between a family and a career. Presumptions of disloyalty because you dissent, because you resist American exceptionalism that explains away the murder of Black men by the people sworn to protect us. Because you condemn our government for killing millions of Arabs and Muslims in the name of spreading democracy around the world. Surveilled, harassed, and investigated for believing that freedom of speech extends to Palestinians. The myriad forces in our lives urge us to treat such outcomes as merely personal choices with individual consequences, not systems harming us collectively. I hope that the past 3 years of learning under the guidance of the outstanding faculty at Rutgers Law School has imparted on you that we, the lawyers, cannot afford to turn a blind eye to the myth of individualism. Our relationship with our society, which is a constellation of systems, is uniquely influential. Our profession plays a pivotal role in creating and enforcing a system of laws that empowers some while oppressing others. Laws that do not require equal pay for equal work, causing white women to earn on average 82 cents for every dollar that a white man earns. Black women to earn 63 cents for every dollar, and Latina women to earn 58 cents for every dollar. Laws that do not subsidize childcare, even though society still expects women to be the primary caregiver. Laws that deny women their full reproductive freedom and bodily autonomy, which disproportionately harms women of color. Laws that criminalize the very presence of Black bodies in white spaces, nuisance laws, loitering laws, doctrines of racial incongruence. Laws that allow the government to separate children from their parents simply because they are undocumented or poor. We live on the same soil, but we experience different Americas. An America that liberates, another that imprisons with cruelty. An America that values life while killing the other with indifference. An America that welcomes some refugees with open arms while deporting others callously. An America that enriches the privileged while entrapping racial minorities in cycles of poverty. These different Americas are propped up by laws and policies that make it easier for most white and affluent people and communities to isolate themselves in neighborhoods that are largely physically separated from communities of color, marked by joblessness, concentrated poverty, environmental hazards, disease, and violence. Now, I know these are hard truths to face if you have only experienced the better side of America, but I also know that some of you enrolled in the People's Electric Law School because what I have described today reflects you and your loved ones' lived experiences. We see you. When we, the lawyers, are not tenaciously committed to eliminating these multiple Americas, our collective client suffers. Our society needs each and every one of us to be brave, to have integrity, to think beyond our own individual material interests for the common good. To do that, you must continue to ask tough questions that you explored during your legal education here with us. Is there a single justice system for all, or multiple tiers of justice that deteriorate the further away a person is from whiteness, heterosexuality, middle class status, and Judeo-Christian identity? Can our democracy survive if money equals justice? Can our legal system retain its legitimacy if money grants access to the powerful, who in turn uphold a justice system inaccessible to low-income communities? And can we create a legal system that humanizes all of us, where we get second chances when we make mistakes and values each of our lives equally? And perhaps the most important question of all that you must ask throughout your career, from the first day until the very last: what am I, the lawyer, going to do about it? The answer is simple: care. Care about the state of our society. Whether you choose to use your talents to represent those living in the worst side of America, or give your money to fund our colleagues who have chosen to work in the trenches, our society needs you to care about it, to care that we do not all live in the same America, in large part because of our legal system, to care that law is more often used to uphold systems of oppression than tools of liberation. Today, on one of the most important days in your career, I challenge you, our newest members of this noble profession, after you pass the bar in July, inshallah, I challenge you to join us in the intergenerational struggle to create a justice system that produces an America that lives up to its aspirations, to be a land of the free for all, to be a nation that values the life and dignity of everyone on its soil. For we, the lawyers, are the foundation on which justice stands. People's Electric Law School class of 2023, be bold, be fierce, and be the change we have been waiting for. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Aziz. It is now my distinct honor to welcome Gwen Wilcox back to Rutgers Law. As the first Black woman to serve as a member on the National Labor Relations Board since its inception in 1935, Gwen Wilcox is a role model and an inspiration. She has dedicated much of her successful career to the tenets most dear to our institution: social justice and diversity. Please join me in welcoming Gwen Wilcox as this morning's convocation speaker.
Good morning, and I have to say the Rutgers family is going strong. For my days as a student and subsequently as an alum, you all have the fever, and I'm glad to know that Rutgers is really here to stay and doing all the right things. So graduates, it's my pleasure and honor to speak with you today. Congratulations for the persistence and determination in overcoming the pandemic challenges alongside those of the demands of law school. Here you are now, on to this important day, celebrating with your family and friends, your professors and mentors, your circle of supporters, and your Rutgers Law School class. What an accomplishment. I recall my graduation from Rutgers Law School, Newark, though believe me when I say it was not in such a beautiful location. I remember sitting outside on campus. It was a beautiful day, and my classmates and I were very, very happy. I did not know on that day what my future would be, as many of you probably are equally unsure what your next steps are. I had a job at Middlesex County Legal Services in New Brunswick, which was my goal at the time. I was employed. Long term, I knew I wanted to be impactful and be in a position to affect the lives of people through the law. After about 4 years, I decided being a legal services attorney was not as fulfilling to me. While I could solve immediate problems of individual clients, it did not keep many of them from living in poverty. So I was aware of the National Labor Relations Board, and I accepted a field attorney position in their busy Manhattan office, Region 2, where I worked on cases involving a variety of industries and unions. I was bitten by the labor law bug. I was able to continually connect with the public and to enforce the law that encourages collective bargaining so that workers could improve their working conditions and possibly get wage increases and benefits. Though I loved my work at the NLRB, though, I decided after 5 years I needed to make a change, to have even more direct impact upon the lives of working people by representing unions. I went to work for a labor law and employment law firm in New York City and worked there for over 30 years. I know I don't look that old. And handling NLRB cases, arbitrations, contract negotiations, and other matters. One client was a large healthcare union that had an overwhelming number of Black and brown women, and through the union, these women stood at the forefront of many social justice issues. I did a range of work that kept me really excited with many of the firm's clients. There were days when we were at the bargaining table, and others where we were providing legal support at a picket line or at a rally related to bargaining or a social justice demand. It was an honor and privilege to represent the labor movement, and especially to observe workers developing skills that empowered themselves on the job. Being a union lawyer was important and inspiring, but it was not easy. Waging battles with employers and employer groups was time demanding and at times overwhelming. Still, I made time to be involved in Bar Association committees on labor law issues, but most importantly, on issues of equity and justice within the legal profession. I was frequently the only Black lawyer, if not the only lawyer of color in the room. Serving on several nonprofit boards and mentoring law students, including many from Rutgers, has allowed me to further the goals of the organizations and to provide information to law students about the labor law field and how best to break in. These activities actually were personal commitments that have deeply fulfilled and enhanced my career. Yes, in many positive ways, but also helping to ensure that more Black and brown lawyers and more labor lawyers would exist. There's still a need for many more Black and brown lawyers in this country. So out of the clear blue, various friends and colleagues wanted to know whether I wanted to be considered for a position at the National Labor Relations Board. I was initially, hesitant. I was comfortable in my position, and I liked what I was doing. But I changed my mind when I realized it was a wonderful position and actually a good fit for me because of my years of NLRB experience. And all the stars that were aligned. President Biden nominated me. I had colleagues who helped prepare me for my Senate hearing, and I was ultimately confirmed by the Senate. So. Thank you. And I'm often asked, what does it mean to you to be the first Black woman member of the NLRB? So a few things come to mind for me. I'm incredibly honored and feel privileged to be in this position. Yet it raises a question: why did it take over 80 years for this to happen? This reality saddens me, but also energizes me. I know I serve as a role model for many other women, for Black people and people of color. While it took 80 years for me to take this seat, I am confident others like me will follow, and maybe some of you. It is an honor to be first, but not the last. The importance of being on the NLRB really hit me when I met the administrative staff and department heads at the agency, many of whom are Black and brown women and men. We were so pleased to greet each other, but the pride that they expressed towards me almost brought me to tears. In the moment, I really understood what being on the NLRB represented: hope and possibility. And I know I stand here today on the strong shoulders of my ancestors, and particularly my parents, Catherine Knight Wilcox and Preston Wilcox, both of whom were educators and non-legal advocates in their own right. My father also being a community activist. By their words and actions, they showed my siblings and me the importance of making a difference in the world, and I chose to do it through the law. This graduating class, and so many that have come before you, are all fortunate that the law school has not lost its mission of providing representation to underserved people and communities and to confront social inequities. We've heard a lot already this morning, through its clinical programs and other activities. I'm thankful for the faculty and administrators for not wavering from the school's legacy and keeping current with the changing issues. Of course, I don't want to look the fact that law school attracts student body, including many of you, who are on top of relevant societal issues and want to know how the law can address those issues. As a proud alumna of the Minority Student Program, MSP, and that many of you are a part of, I stand here because Newark residents demanded that the law school admit students of color and have a supportive program to increase their participation in the profession. The People's Electric Law School, as we all know it's referred to, prepared me for a life of service and working to empower working people and advocate with them and on their behalf. I was recently reminded of the special culture and community of this law school during the 55th anniversary of the MSP Gala last month, where I was inducted into the MSP Hall of Fame People's Electric alum, along with the Honorable Esther Salas and Professor Lennox Hines. It was a wonderful night. The energy in the room was electric and energizing. The students, including some of today's graduates and their alumni who were present, rekindled memories for me of when I was a student here. The fact remains that alumni continue to mentor and support MSP students and other alum and support MSP in so many ways. We're all invested in its success. Sadly, we're in the world that we currently live in, there's a disinvestment in the lives of too many people. People from communities, homelands, races, religions, and sexual orientation, as many of you know. They need lawyers to help them navigate the systems and basic injustice they face. There are lawyers who can be found in nonprofits, grassroots organizations, and foundations. They are leaders and role models in the service of society who build upon the foundations of a great law school education, as you've received here at Rutgers. The People's Electric Law School is so named because its alumni are prepared to be ethical, standard bearers of excellence who are socially conscious. As you go forward and join the profession, I challenge you, in whatever areas of law you choose to practice, to be role models for public interest, public service, social justice, and/or equal justice, to make this country better, to improve the lives of underserved people and communities. Be a voice and active player for change. So you've heard a bit about my journey as a lawyer, and it wouldn't be graduation if I didn't give you some reflections upon about my journey. So I have a few insights. actually 3. Be guided by your values and listen to your instincts. It has continually guided me to have confidence in my instincts, to know what is working or not working for me, to consider whether I'm growing in that position and whether I'm still excited about the work. I have always held on to why I got into this field. Believe me, you will decide what you like doing. It may not be your first job, it may not be your second or your third, but you will move closer to what works for you. Secondly, develop good relationships inside and outside your workplace with your adversaries, other colleagues, and others who you encounter. There is very little legal work that is done in silos. My best colleagues are those with whom I can bounce ideas off of, and they can do the same with me. I have consequently developed good relationships with other union lawyers outside my former firm and with management lawyers who sat across the table from me. So by the time I pursued a national position, which really was a surprise, I was known in my field and perceived as a valuable colleague. And 3, do the thing that scares you. I almost did not follow on my own advice. I said no to being considered for this current position for several reasons I thought were all good and reasonable. But I fortunately talked to friends and colleagues who helped me to understand I actually wanted to say yes. So I'm grateful for the discussions I had. Otherwise, I would have missed out on an incredibly important position that I am absolutely enjoying. So I stand here as the first Black female member of the NLRB, deciding cases under the National Labor Relations Act that impacts the lives of many people, workers, unions, and employers, and their communities throughout this country. While this has been an unexpected twist in my life, it is no surprise to me that my Rutgers Law School education and the support of MSP provided a foundation from which I could serve in this position. I wanted to acknowledge some of my other foundational support. My mother, who was a role model to so many people, including my brother and my sister, our extended family, and the hundreds of students she taught over her 30-year career. She took time to listen to our stories and found good in many people, patiently assisting us to be our best selves. I'm forever grateful. We're forever grateful. I'm also grateful to so many family, friends, and colleagues. My groups of women friends, some who are lawyers and some not, who support each other during the highs and lows of life, both personally and professionally, and who exchange sage advice. And even to this day, I'm connected to so many of my besties from law school. I mention these foundations as a reminder that these support systems enrich your lives. Please recognize the community you built here at the law school and build upon it as you move forward. So channeling the Wizard of Oz, I don't know how many people like the Wizard of Oz. I love the Wizard of Oz. I want to leave you, and some of you may not know what the Wizard of Oz is, but you'll be able to talk to each other and figure it out. I was not born when the movie came out, let's be clear. But I do want to leave you with this message that I think hopefully will resonate with you. Believe in your knowledge and intelligence. You have had an excellent education and you're prepared to be a lawyer. Lean on the courage that has got you this far. Be your best self despite the obstacles and challenges and bumps in the road you will surely face. Listen to your heart that will guide you to find jobs and opportunities that give you the joy and fulfill your purpose. Your heart is also big enough to help others along the way. And most importantly, remember there's no place like home. Okay? In other words, take time for yourself, at least starting after the bar.
I am pleased to call upon Professor Ronald Chen, who, on behalf of the Committee on Scholastic Standing and of the faculty as a whole, announce the graduation prizes and awards. Professor Chen?
Good morning. First, one of the most honored traditions of the legal profession is to provide service to those who are otherwise unable to access the legal system pro bono publico, for the public good, or in other words, without fee or charge. We would therefore first like to recognize those students who at the outset of their legal careers have, in accordance with that tradition, volunteered their time in legal-related activity in addition to meeting their academic requirements while still students at Rutgers Law School. Therefore, would each graduate who has completed at least 50 hours of pro bono service while a student at the law school please stand to be recognized for your commitment to volunteerism and making access to the justice system possible for all. Thank you. Please be seated. It now gives me great pleasure to announce the academic prizes and awards for the class of 2023 as determined by the Committee on Scholastic Standing on behalf of and in consultation with the faculty of the School of Law. As each name is announced, I ask that the recipient rise briefly. The Justice Henry Ackerson Jr. Prize, donated by Justice Ackerson, and since his death in 1970, continued by the Law School Alumni Association in recognition of his unique contribution to the school, is given to the most distinguished student in the area of legal skills. This year, the prize goes to Elena Anokino Shapira. The Rutgers Law School Award for Excellence in Health Law is awarded to honor superior academic performance in the area of health law. This year, the prize goes to Cassidy J. Sitcherer. The Rutgers Law School Award for Excellence in Intellectual Property Law is awarded to the student with the highest achievement in intellectual property. The prize is awarded with pleasure this year to Anila Cathay. The Rutgers Law School Award for Excellence in Labor and Employment Law is awarded to the student demonstrating the highest achievement in the fields of labor and employment law. This year, the prize goes to Jeremy David Pozlusny. The American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers Award is given to the student who has shown the most aptitude in family law. This year's prize is awarded with pleasure to Brenda Miluchev. Established by our late beloved colleagues, Professor Frank Askin, class of '66, and his partner and longtime adjunct lecturer, Marilyn Askin, class of 1970, the Frank and Marilyn Askin Award for Excellence in Clinical Studies is awarded by the law school clinical faculty to the student who, over the course of their legal education, has demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to the clients of the law school clinics and to the principles and values of clinical legal education. This year's prize goes to Lana Ivory Lee. Created in memory of our much beloved late colleague, the Professor Alan Axelrod Prize is given to the student who most excelled in the area of commercial law. This year's prize is offered to Crystal Ashira Moore Henwood. The American Bankruptcy Institute Medal of Excellence is given to the student who most excelled in the area of bankruptcy studies. This year, the prize goes to Diana Catalina Cardenas. Established to honor a distinguished member of our faculty, the Professor Charles Davenport Prize in Tax Law is awarded to the member of the graduating class having the best grades and highest achievement in tax law. This year, the Davenport Prize is awarded to Zachary Evan Bosian. The Morris Gann Prize in Evidence is offered to the member of the graduating class having the best grades and highest achievement in evidence. This year's prize goes to Robert S. Suriano. The Judge Leonard I. Garth Advocacy Award, created by his law clerks to honor the late United States Circuit Judge and mentor to generations of lawyers, goes to the student who most excels in appellate advocacy. This year, the award is given to two students, Eric Joseph Brislinger and Amara Hamed. The Myron Harkavy Prize is awarded each year to the members of the graduating class who show the most promise as a trial lawyer. This year, the prize is awarded to three students, Taylor K. Palouse, Cheyenne Ray Terry, and Danielle M. Prebor. The Chief Justice Richard Hughes Prize, honoring the late Governor and Chief Justice, is offered to the member of the graduating class having the best record in New Jersey practice. The prize is awarded this year to Caroline Rose Caulfield. The Professor Eli Jarmel Memorial Prize is offered to the member of the graduating class who has demonstrated the greatest interest and proficiency in public interest law. The prize is awarded with pleasure this year to Samira Amina Barnes. The Mendelovitz Family Fun Prize is offered for outstanding and distinguished work in law and humanities. This award is given this year to Amir Carmel and Raymond Chaffee Romano. The G.A. Moore Prize is offered to the member of the graduating class who has done the most distinguished work in employment discrimination law. The prize is awarded this year to Asia J. Norton. The National Association of Women Lawyers Award is given to the member of the graduating class who has demonstrated the greatest commitment to women's issues. The prize is awarded with pleasure this year to Genesis Maldonado. The Carol Russ Memorial Prize is offered to the member of the graduating class who has done the most for the promotion of women's rights through the law. The prize is awarded this year to Emily Jane Rathburn. The Sarat Ramcharitar Memorial Prize is given to the law student for excellence in work on behalf of the underprivileged, particularly women, children, and families. This year, the prize is given to two committed students, Delilah Elizabeth Alexis Hayden and Jamira E. Moore. The student with the highest grades in courses in property and related topics receives the H. Theodore Sorg Property Prize. This year, the prize is given with pleasure to Michael W. Berg. Newly instituted this year through the generosity of an alumnus, the Intellectual Property Law Clinic Award is given to the student who has demonstrated the greatest proficiency in the clinical practice of intellectual property law. This year's outstanding winner is Lana Ivory Lee. The Outstanding Clinical Team Award is presented by the Clinical Legal Education Association to members of the graduating class as a team based on their collective high quality of representation provided to clients. This year's award recognizes students who work together in the International Human Rights Clinic. Werda Hassan, Amy H. Patel, and Annie K. Razzo. The Law School Faculty Scholarship and Leadership Award is given to the student who has demonstrated excellence in a combination of scholarship and leadership. This year's award is given with pride to Sarah Esther Lageson. Rutgers Law School in Newark has established several awards to be given to outstanding students on the basis of scholarly achievement in various fields of law, as nominated by the faculty. The faculty has awarded these prizes this year as follows. The Rutgers Outstanding Scholarship Achievement Award for Best Student Note, Comment, or Scholarly Paper goes to 2 students. For his article, Using the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act as a Model for Federal Question Jurisdiction over Corporate Complicity in Overseas Human Rights Violations, and I read it, it was a thigh slapper. We are pleased to give the award to Mitchell Xavier Chan. And for her article on the constitutionality of the Violence Against Women Act 2022 Special Tribal Criminal Jurisdiction and the Native Origins of Restorative Justice in Combating Gender-Based Violence, Tamar Prince. The Rutgers Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award for Environmental Law goes to Emily M. Poniatowski. The Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award for Business and Corporate Law goes to Sophia Yihun Kim. The Scholastic Achievement Award for Administrative Law goes to Michael W. Berg. The award for Intellectual Property and Health Law goes to Kyle Andrew Yablonsky. The Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award for Debtor-Creditor Law goes to Aliyah Bashira Muhammad. The Anthony Engelbrecht Prize is awarded annually to the student receiving the highest scholastic average during the final year of law school. The Engelbrecht Prize this year goes to Anna Maria Gerarda Giblin. The Philip Kravitz Memorial Prize is awarded to the student who, having spent a majority of semesters in residence as a part-time student, has attained the highest general academic average. The winner of the Kravitz Prize this year is Michael W. Berg. Two awards, the Saul Tischler Memorial Prize and the A. Harry Morris Prize, are given to the student who has attained the highest academic average during the entire course of legal study. This year's outstanding winner is Anna Maria Gerarda Giblin. The J. Skelly Wright Prize is given annually to the members of the graduating class who have contributed the most to the civil rights, civil liberties, and human affairs of fellow citizens during the 3 years of law school. The award is given this year with pleasure to 2 students, Tala A. Ismail and Ruby J. Chervin. And finally, the Alumni Senior Prize is bestowed by the faculty upon the graduating student exhibiting the greatest achievement during the entire law school program and showing the greatest promise as a future member of the legal profession. With great pride, the Alumni Senior Prize is awarded this year to Sarah Elizabeth Calderon. Please join us in congratulating all the awards and prize recipients. Finally, as the graduates receive their degrees today, some will be announced as having earned their degrees cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude, which constitutes the top 20, the top 10, and the top 3% of the class respectively, as judged across all graduates from both locations in Camden and in Newark. Some will be further recognized as being inducted into the Order of the Coif. The Coif is a national scholastic society, the purpose of which is to encourage excellence in legal education by fostering a spirit of careful study, by recognizing those who as law students attained a high degree of scholarship, and by honoring those who as lawyers, judges, and teachers attained high distinction for their scholarly or professional accomplishments. Of the 200 American law schools, 86 have been granted a charter to establish a Coif chapter. In 1991, Rutgers Newark was the first New Jersey law school to establish a Coif chapter, and in 2018, a new charter was issued to Rutgers Law School as a whole. Individual membership in the Order of the Coif may be conferred upon graduates of member schools who rank in the top 10% of the class. This concludes the awards and prizes ceremony. Congratulations to all the recipients.
It is nearly time for the conferral of degrees. Before that, I would like to acknowledge a faculty member who is retiring at the end of this academic year, Professor Bob Holmes. Professor Holmes taught for over 25 years at Rutgers Law School. And just one quick delay, a selfie. Will the candidates for the degrees of Juris Doctor please rise? Will the faculty of law and the other members of the platform party please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty law, and by virtue of the authority of the Board of Governors and Trustees of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, I confer upon each of you the degree of Juris Doctor and declare you worthy of all the rights, privileges, and special obligations here and there and everywhere appertaining therein. Congratulations. Please be seated. Graduates will be presented on behalf of the faculty by the Vice Dean, Yulia Gusefa. Assisting in the conferral of diplomas today is Dean Kate Lashonek, Professors Jorge and Jorge Conteste and Rachel Godzo will bestow the hood of the Juris Doctor degree upon the graduates. I also ask Dean Young and Dean Regina to stand and join me in congratulating our graduates. We are delighted to have with us today certain alumni with a special connection to a particular graduate who will be hooding their graduates. Would all of the special hooders from the faculty and those in the audience please come on stage and take a place to my left. Ms. Davila. Hello. Would you please escort the graduates to the platform to receive their degrees?
Skylar Abbott receives the degree cum laude. Surya Abdul Samad. Zachary Aboff, magna cum laude, and inducted in the Order of the Coif. Alexis Abuhadba. Joseph Adams, magna cum laude, and inducted into the Order of the Coif. Iman Aga. Aga. Ahmad Ahmed. Maxine Enechi. Naja Ali. Kristen Allen. Nicole Marie Antonio receives the degree cum laude. Victor Arena. Tibuni Atalaj. Marius Atanasiou. Damian Bosch. Samira Barnes. Michael Berg. Graduates magna cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Adrian Bernard. Jose Betancourt. Stephanie Lee Binjur. Philip Blas. Alisa Blue. Zachary Bosian, who receives the degree magna cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Connor Bradley, magna cum laude, and the Order of the Coif. Heather Brandspiegel. Ashley Briscoe. Eric Brissinger. Jamir Bunch. Ilana Marie Burke. Sarah Elizabeth Calderon. Dennis Kaye. Dennis. Christian Caligari. Sophia Kamara. Peter Anthony Cantilina. Diana Cardenas. Amir Carmel. Kevin Casanova. Joseph Alexander Kewich Temai. Caroline Rose Caulfield. Mitchell Xavier Chan. Ruby Chervin. Sarah Chaudhry. Kate Clonch. Hudson Cleveland, who receives the degree cum laude. Beatrice Collins. Emma Teresa Collins. Anthony Louis Conti. Gregory Korbishley. Caitlin Coyle. Andrew De Silva. Thomas Daly. Jessica Daniel Diaz. Kenny Delgado. Luis De Palma. Ashini Diaz Wahigasekere. Connor Dickinson. Dixon, oh my God, my student. I just messed up your name, Connor. And my research assistant as well, the best one. I'm just so excited for you guys. Patrick DeLoyne. Sarah Dixon. Christian Dubashevitz. Monica Dreamberian.
Monica.
Nicholas Anastas Drabonik. Timothy Drumbrov, graduates cum laude.
Ashwini Dur. Good to see you.
Lauren Eicher. Allison Enns. Krista Federici. Emily Festko. Stephen Filko. Nan Forbes. Michael Fornaro. Adam Frank. Daniel Fury. Kevin Michael Jangle. Anna Maria Giblin, who receives the degree summa cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Erin Goldberger. Matthew Goides. Yolanda Green. Joseph Greer. Christian Grun. Muhammad Hamza Habib. Delilah Hayden. Amira Hamed. Erin Hamilton. Verde Hassan. Zohar Hassan. Crystal Ashira Morhenwood receives the degree cum laude. Madeline Herman. Luke Herzl receives the degree cum laude. Daniel Hicks. Ryan Hauser. Kimani Howard. Catherine Hyde, magna cum laude, and the Order of the Coif.
Alyssa Inghilleri receives the degree summa cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Mallory Eisberg, magna cum laude and the Order of the Coif. Tala Ismail, cum laude. Kyle Jablonski. Kimberly Moss Jackson. Alisa Jazwali. Jaden Jennings. Karaya Johnson, cum laude. Matthew Jusefic, cum laude. Jennifer Kay. Anila Keith. Yi Kim. Sophie Kim graduates magna cum laude and Order of the Coif. Gabriela Korosik receives the degree magna cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Vadim Korotny, magna cum laude and the Order of the Coif. Mikola Kotko. Sarah Lageson, cum laude. Fintan Laylor. John Lampitelli. Leonard Tyre Lancaster. Brian Latimer. Jana Lianza, magna cum laude and the Order of the Coif. Isaac Lee. Kylie Lee. Seconds, almost there.
Just bear with us a second. We're going to give it 1 minute to slow things down so that the photo line moves.
And give it up for Lena Lee. Joshua Levy. Tyler John Lingefeld. Sean Liu. Shu Xiao Liu. Daniel Lifshitz. Wilfred Lozier. Melody Magley. Damian Majewski. Genesis Maldonado. Dina Mohammed Mansour. Michael Joseph Martinez. Alexander Master.
Thank you.
Almost done. Eric Louis Maxton, graduates cum laude. Michael McCrea. Lizzie McGowan. Eric McKee. Maxwell Jordan Merker. Say it again. Jordan Michaels. Thomas Bernard Mikulovsky. Justin McLucky. Imani Marie Miles. Peyton Miller. Brenda Miluchev receives the degree cum laude. Aliyah Elizabeth Milson, summa cum laude and the Order of the Coif. Jarnell Miranda. Christopher Gray Misa, magna cum laude and Order of the Coif. Jamira Moore. Aliyah Bashira Muhammad receives the degree cum laude. Jacob Mulik. Brian Mulligan. Timothy Manson receives the degree cum laude. Andrew Neesmith. Derek Neves. Chelsea and Kruma. Devin Nolan. Aisha Norton. Molly O'Brien. Seamus O'Connor receives the degree cum laude. Oluwatobi Tabita Odubekan. Brandon O'Grady. Erika Nicole Oransky. Hi. Clayton Reese Paley. Albert Palzer. Amy Patel. Pooja Patel. Ronak Patel. Zoe Perry. Nicola Perzichelli. Anna Picciano.
Picciano. Gina Picciano.
Robert Planter. Susanna Pollard. Susanna Pollard. Emily Ponitovsky receives the degree cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Summa cum laude. Haley Porterfield. Jeremy David Pasvushny, cum laude. Samir Prasla. Daniel Prebor, magna cum laude and the Order of the Coif. Tamar Prince. Taylor Palouse. Austin Chi. Sam Rallo. Emily Rathburn, cum laude. Yoli Ring. Erin Lee Rogers. Raymond Romano. Michael Enrique Romero. Maddie Ruth. Jordan Rosario. Shivina Rowe. Annie Rosso. Sabrina Ruggiero. Lauren Russell. Michael Russo, cum laude. Caleb Sackler. Sarah Safa receives the degree summa cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Kenneth St. Prue. Michael Salvatore. Mason Sangillo. Joseph Santangelo. Colin James Schaffhauser. Victoria Skulko. Aaron Seguin. Michael Samo. Danielle Seymour. David Shafi. Rachel Shaw. Elena Anohina Shapiro, magna cum laude and Order of the Coif. Adeline Shainov. Sarah Schlesinger. Gabriel Schwakin. Cassidy Sicherer. Jacob Jeffrey Simmons, cum laude. Sophie Sitar. Sure. Margaret Chrome Skinner. Robert Soriano. Farwa Tahir. Austin Taylor. Cheyenne Terry. Brian Thorin. Brittany Tovar. Sabrina Tran. Erica Turiziani. Priscilla Tremacy. Two seconds. And now give it up for Mehmet Ali Usta. Star Vega, cum laude. Michael Angelo Vespa. William Watt Jr. Hannah Weingarten graduates magna cum laude and is inducted in the Order of the Coif. Jacob White. Two seconds. Nicholas Willett. Marius Williams, magna cum laude and the Order of the Coif. Caroline Winter. Alexander Dean Vukovitz, cum laude. Guy Yedwab, summa cum laude, and the Order of the Koev. Ji Hyun Yom. Zachary Zucci, graduates cum laude.
Congratulations again to the class of 2023. Okay, all right. Now, I would like to invite Omar Barrento, Rutgers Law Class of 2016 and President of the Rutgers Law School Alumni Association, to come up to the podium and say a few words now that members of the class of 2023 have joined the ranks of alumni.
Dean Quizon Vilzor, distinguished faculty, graduates, and family, good morning, and thank you for including me in this day of celebration. My name is Omar Barrento, and I am a 2016 graduate of Rutgers Law School. As president of the Rutgers Law School Newark Alumni Association, I am honored to congratulate you on this momentous accomplishment and officially welcome you into the Rutgers Law School Alumni Association. Your 3 years as a Rutgers Law student has come to an end, but you will be an alum for the rest of your life. Rutgers Law School is a family, and like with all families, it comes with privileges and responsibilities. Your two main responsibilities as an alum is to, one, never forget where you came from, and second, to give back to this institution. You are not allowed to forget about your classmates, professors, and dedicated staff members that pushed you to your limits. Because it was this people and this institution that gave you the skills necessary to succeed. As such, it's imperative that you give back to this institution, because by giving back, you allow others to have an amazing experience at Rutgers like we all did. Luckily for you, the Rutgers Law School Alumni Association is here to assist you in fulfilling your duties. We have an annual gala, offer numerous networking opportunities, and provide resources to students and alums. We have been in your shoes, we have navigated our early legal careers, and we're here to help you to become as successful as you want to be, because your success is truly our success. So please, do not hesitate to reach out to me or any of your other board members with anything at all. Our alumni network is vast, so if a member of our board cannot assist, we'll find someone who can. In sum, I simply ask you to do this: stay connected with your classmates, volunteer at Rutgers Law, and most importantly, do not forget where you came from. Your path after Rutgers Law will not be linear. However, wherever your path takes you, just know that your fellow alums are rooting for your success. Congratulations.
It is now our tradition to administer to those new law school graduates the oath of professionalism. I also invite any member of the bar present in the audience to rise and recite the oath along with our new colleagues as a reaffirmation of our commitment to maintaining the honor of our profession. Will the graduates please rise and repeat after me? In accepting the honor and responsibility of life in the profession of law, I will strive as best as I can to work always with care and with a whole heart and with good faith, to weigh my conflicting loyalties and guide my work with an eye to the good, acting less for myself than for justice and the people, and to be at all times, even at personal sacrifice, a champion of fairness and due process, in court or not, for all persons, whether the powerful or envied, or my neighbors, or be among the helpless, or the hated or the oppressed, and to serve, protect, foster, and promote the fair and impartial administration of justice. Thank you. This concludes a presentation of degrees for the law school. Congratulations to all of you. This also concludes the convocation ceremony. Congratulations once again to the class of 2023. Okay, graduates, look at me. During the recessional, may I ask all members of the audience to remain in their seats until the platform party and the graduates have left the hall. After you all reconnect with your families and friends outside this hall, please accept our invitation to return once more to the law school, where we have some light refreshments to toast you informally for all your achievements. Professor Chen? There you are. Professor Chen, will you please lead us in the recessional?